Hey everyone, what's up? Carmen here. Today I'm going to teach you how to write VSL scripts that convert like crazy. Because writing a normal sales letter can take weeks or months from writing, editing, publishing it, and actually getting it measured. But with a VSL, you can actually take the same concepts of a regular sales letter, put it into video format, which is actually rising right now in terms of performance and ROI, and then you essentially just generate more revenue and you save tons of time along the way. So let's get into it with step number one, which is hooking their attention ASAP. Because just in case you didn't know, the average person right now has less attention span than a goldfish. I'm guilty, I'm no better. And because of this, you need to get someone's attention very fast with copywriting and marketing in general, or you're probably going to lose them. So for example, if you go to ClickBank, which is pretty much the biggest affiliate network, what you can do is go on there and sort by gravity, which is kind of like a popularity metric. And what you'll notice when you go to ClickBank and you look at the most successful products, they all use one thing, and that's a VSL. And they do that because you can easily grab someone's attention, and each video has an attention grabbing hook. These aren't a lot of basic videos or simple concepts. A lot of them start off with a really bold statement, question, statistic, or a really heart-wrenching story to get your attention, and then you keep watching it. And some of these VSLs go up to an hour, and you might think, if are people watching that? And they are, but you need to get them hooked to begin with. So this is the first slide of a VSL for a currency trading product. So you'll notice that the headline promises the benefit of finding the best trends to increase winning odds while reducing the unnecessary losses. So below this, the VSL begins with a common question traders ask themselves, which gets them interested in listening. And that brings me to step number two, which is telling a personal or fictional story. Because storytelling is one of the most effective ways to actually engage people and hold their attention. It activates many parts of the brain. It helps people emotionally relate to the story, see themselves in the story, and overall just gets their attention. Stories also help release dopamine, which makes it easier to remember. And there's a few different ways you can approach storytelling in a VSL and when you do marketing in general. So the first way is to actually create a fictional story that relates to the product. Now, you have to go over FTC guidelines, and depending where you're posting this VSL, let's say it's ClickBank, you have to go into their guidelines and make sure you follow it very carefully, because sometimes you can or cannot use like a fictional pen name or person to represent the product or relate to it, because it's a bit of a gray zone. You don't want to make up a story and claim the product did something when it didn't. So don't go overboard. Just use fictional stories to get points across and to get people emotionally engaged. But what we can also do is use your own stories. So for example, if you were selling some kind of product on building a business, you could talk about your struggles building that business initially, all of the ups and downs, and then people can relate to that and they kind of see you more as a person, not just someone selling something. Or thirdly, you can actually use the stories of a customer essentially as a testimonial or a review. So obviously with their permission, you'd have them talk about their experience and pain points, how they found your product or service, how they used it, how it benefited them, and then you can include that in the VSL, because reviews and testimonials are a massive part of advertising and marketing for increasing conversions and building trust. So if you can actually integrate those into the VSL, and that brings me to step three, which is bringing their pain points to life. So one of the most important aspects of copywriting is addressing the customer's pain points, because people don't buy things for logical reasons. A lot of the time it's deeper, it's primal, it's emotional, and they're trying to solve a problem. So for example, recently I did a big keto product ClickBank campaign where I wrote all the copy, and people aren't necessarily just trying to buy this keto product. They're actually trying to lose more weight to feel happier about themselves, be a better role model for their children. They want to like what they see in the mirror. They have a lack of energy and it's affecting their hobbies and career. So they're not just trying to get a weight loss product. There's much deeper emotional reasons. And if you can target those, what's going to happen is they'll be able to just be engaged with the copy. They'll feel those emotions and be more likely to take action, which in most cases is going to be either giving you their information for lead generation or actually purchasing a product. So going back to that currency trading example I talked about earlier, you can see that they target a pain point pretty early on in the VSL, which says if you're struggling with erratic market chaos when the trend direction is unclear, and I've actually done some day trading myself, I know some successful day traders, and trying to understand the market ups and downs is obviously going to be one of the big pain points for these customers. So if you can address those early on, it's going to get them emotionally engaged and be more willing to convert. Naturally, you're probably going to ask, how do I actually find these things in the first place? So there's actually a lot of different ways, and it's one of my favorite parts of doing any copywriting project for my clients, and that's doing the research on the customers, the market, the industry, the product. So what I want you to do is to collect as many resources as possible, including blog posts, videos, market reports, consumer reports, social media conversations, surveys, questionnaires. This can be both primary and secondary research. So secondary research will get you probably 90% of the way, but it is good to send out some surveys and questionnaires to existing email lists and customers if possible. And then with all that information collected, you should ask questions like, who are they? What are their demographics, beliefs, feelings, and desires? Why do they need the product? What pain does it solve? What purpose does it serve them, and how are they going to use it? What questions would they have about the product? And very importantly, what objections would they have? What kind of proof do they need? When are they going to stop and think, I don't know if I trust this? And also think about what's motivating them to actually seek out that product in the first place. And when you have all this information and questions answered, you can write much more effective VSLs. That brings us to step 4, which is actually providing a solution. So in this case, it would be your product or service. Please keep in mind that there's features which are factual pieces of information about the product. It might be ingredients, materials, sizing, colors, and it's a bit boring, but it's needed to know, of course. And then you have benefits, which are the experiences and emotions people gain from using the product, and that's what they're actually after. So let's take, for example, a debt relief service. So the features might include helping customers get out of debt, increasing their credit score, and just getting back on good foot financially. But the benefits would include less stress, not getting hounded by debt collectors, being able to rent or buy better homes, and being able to afford their children more things, right? So you got the features of it, but then there's the experiences and the emotions that they'll get from the features, and that's what customers truly want. Then we can move on to step 5, which is establishing proof and credibility, because once you presented a product or service and you say it does X, Y, Z, people are probably going to think, prove it, or something like that. So what you need to do is start actually creating credibility, firstly through using testimonials. So for example, I sell a course teaching people how to make a profitable writing business, and I use testimonials, both video and just pictures and text on the sales page, which greatly helps the conversion rate because people can see students talk about the course and how much it's helped them. You can also establish credibility by just explaining your experience and expertise and history with a product or service. So for example, with myself and my writing products and courses and books, I can say things like I have over 8 years of experience doing copywriting, digital marketing, and serving different big brands like GoDaddy and Neil Patel and Marketo and different brands that I've ghostwritten for. I've helped clients generate up to 5 figures in monthly recurring revenue and 300% plus organic traffic. And students of mine have made thousands of dollars per month using the strategies in the course. So even though whether you use testimonials or not, just by explaining some results in your background, that can make you more trustworthy. Then there's step 6. We're getting pretty close to the end here. And you want to give people a bonus. So not only are they getting the product or service, there's something else for free mixed in which acts as a different incentive to convert. So take this sales letter focused on gold investing, which includes a bonus on the secrets of currencies. So if customers were somewhat on the edge of buying, now they're getting tons of extra free stuff, and it's really good to also list the value so they realize that they're actually saving quite a bit of money by getting this item for free. You can also include free ebooks, courses, master classes, and PDFs. Step 7, which is the last one, and that's using a call to action to tell them to make the purchase. I suggest that you focus on reiterating the benefits of the product, listing the bonuses they'll receive, and also listing a money-back guarantee because, of course, people are always interested in if they're going to spend their money, they might want a refund, they might not like the product, so it just relieves that last objection. And as the old saying goes, tell them, and tell them again. So after someone watches let's say it's a 30-minute VSL, they probably are going to forget some of the things you told them earlier. So make sure at the very end with your call to action and offer that you just re-summarize a lot of the main points that you covered throughout the video. This is a really great financial sales letter. Actually, it's the one I covered earlier, and it uses an awesome summary at the end just to make sure everyone knows exactly what they're getting. It does a nice little checklist. It shows pictures of the products themselves, and it has the price right there at the top. So all the customers receiving the sales letter know exactly what they're getting, and this is going to help with the conversion rate right at the end. But to recap, VSL copywriting is probably one of the hardest forms of writing. It's a process of taking what's normally a 40-page sales letter and condensing it into a video, but at the same time, it's one of the more efficient ways to do sales letters right now. It can save you a lot of time and generate more revenue. Begin by writing a hook and getting people's attention really fast. You can use a shocking statement, ask a relevant question, or even use a fascinating statistic just to get them interested. Then tell a story, whether it's a personal one, a fictional story, or one of a previous customer to get them more related to the copy and continue watching before you vividly address the viewer's pain points. So this is going to get relevant emotions bubbling, and they're going to be more likely to take action and continue watching the video. And this naturally leads into you actually presenting the solution, which is the product or service. Make sure that you, one, list the features, which are factual, but then also list all the benefits, which is actually what people want. Leverage testimonials, case studies, any kind of credibility you can to get people to trust you, because nowadays a lot of people are only purchasing from Amazon and really big brands. So if you're not a household name, they're going to want to make sure that they can trust you. A money back guarantee is also really important with a nice refund policy. Throw in a couple of free bonuses like books and PDFs and courses before you finally ask for the sale. Recap everything throughout the video, such as the main features, the benefits, how much it costs, everything you're getting, and then use a call to action to close the sale. Thanks for watching though. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'll be posting a lot more copywriting videos, and you can also come to my website to get free courses and other content and templates. You can contact me for VSL copywriting services if you need it as well, but other than that, I'll catch you in the next video.